Tonight is a different type of episode for the Redneck Gourmet. We are attending an event at Lynnwood Ranch. Gus and Wendy Leduc own an oasis just outside of Calgary, Alberta in Aldersyde. They have opened their private park to the public for corporate and private events, are renowned for their southern barbecue, commitment to excellence, and warm hospitality. Tonight we're stepping into their world to attend Dinner with the Champ, featuring the fine fare of Rob Reinhardt, Canadian and world champion Pitmaster. Hi, Gus.
Hi, Lorna.
Oh, it's good to see you.
How you doing?
How's it going?
Great to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for having us. Wow, Gus, that's a big piece of meat. What do we have here?
This is called a beef brisket.
A brisket. Now, what is that?
That's a cut of meat off the front of the cow.
And there's no bones in this?
No bones.
Okay, and now what do you use a brisket for?
Well, we use it to eat it, yeah.
Okay, but for you don't make steaks out of this, do you?
No, we cook it whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a particular type of cut, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do we have here?
This is the rub we put on it.
And do you make this yourself?
We make that right here, yeah.
Okay. What's in here?
This is, it's got paprika, ground pepper, sugar, onion powder, chili pepper, yeah.
Okay, because it smells delicious.
Yeah.
And now you're going to put that on the meat?
I am.
And now, would you encourage, because I know that obviously you've made a career out of great tasting barbecue and meat. So if you're using a rub, I'm going to listen. Would you encourage people to put a rub no matter what kind of meat they're eating?
Yeah, and it can be just as simple as salt and pepper, or it can be a complex rub too. So, but different cuts, different cuts complement different types of rubs.
Okay, and what will this rub do for this brisket?
Well, it's going to add a lot of spice, a lot of flavor, and it's suited to this cut of meat.
Beautiful. Well, why don't you show me how it's done?
Okay. So we want to add this quite liberally, and to the whole piece of meat.
So cover it completely, basically.
Cover it completely.
Okay.
And then at the end, we're going to just rub it into the meat, like the word rub says.
Okay, and when you use a rub, do you let it sit overnight or anything like that?
Well, I usually like to do it, 12 hours ahead of time, and then let it take on that flavor, yeah.
Okay, now I understand you've got a big smoker here.
Yeah.
And that's where this is going?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about we go out there and do that?
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Chinook Driving Academy teaches new drivers to drive defensively and safely. This includes proper visual habits, time and space management, and collision avoidance techniques. Serving Calgary and area since 1958.
So Gus, I understand that you use the smoker quite a bit.
I do.
I've been hearing nothing but raves about your southern barbecue.
Thank you.
Why don't you show me how it's done?
You bet.
They smell wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, how many different types of meat can be cooked in this?
Well, you can cook chicken, ribs, beef, yeah.
And all at the same time?
Yeah. You
Wow.
just keep it separated.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you keep your own timer, or does it have a timer?
Well, you clock when it goes in. You keep track. It has a timer, but you end up never using it, sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay, now, how long do you keep a brisket in here?
About 14 hours is a full cook on a
Wow,
brisket.
and it rotates for 14 solid hours?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, that's why you're well known for your southern barbecue. I was wondering, though, for people at home, how would they do a brisket?
Well, there's personal smokers they can buy, and they can do them out on their decks, and it's quite a craze now. A lot of people are getting into the southern barbecue.
Okay, now let's say I don't have a home smoker or a personal size smoker. Could I do this in my oven?
You sure could, yeah.
And how long would it take to do a brisket?
Well, with a higher heat, and you do it a little differently with maybe a closed pan and whatnot, you can do one in 6 or 8 hours. We cook at a real low temperature here.
That's to get it nice and moist, right?
Nice and moist, and not to dry it out.
Okay, so when you're saying a higher heat for at home, what would that be, 350?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so about 350, 6 to 8 hours?
Yeah.
And how would they know when it's done?
Well, you can go by temperature.
Okay.
And you want to reach internal temperature about 165, 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Or if you put a fork in there, it should go in easy, come out easy. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That smells delicious.
Oh, it's good stuff.
And now you have a food truck as well.
Yes,
And is this the meat that goes on the truck?
it is. It is.
So you've got a food truck with this kind of barbecue on it.
We do.
And where would I find that food truck?
Well, we go out for special events. Some of the food truck events put on in Calgary, we're at those. We're at concerts. We're at any kind of public event you may see us.
Well, you know what? I'm going to definitely find out where you are in Calgary because I know I don't think I could match this at home.
Okay. Well, we'd love to see you there, Lorna.
Clothes Up and Personal is a ladies' consignment boutique that specializes in clothing sizes of 12 and over. We also carry shoes, purses, and accessories in all sizes, with over 1,000 items arriving weekly.
Rob Reinhardt. See, you're making me dinner tonight.
Absolutely.
And what is for dinner tonight?
Well, thank you so much for coming out to Lynnwood Ranch. We have an excellent championship meal for folks tonight.
Yeah.
We're serving slow smoked and then charcoal grilled New York strip loins. We're serving championship chicken thighs and our #1 blue ribbon pork side ribs.
Oh, I'm looking forward to
So
this.
those are just the meats. There's a full spread coming off tonight. We've got chicken wings and sausage and lots of side dishes.
Oh, we're thankful to be here. I know the crew is going to love this. I'm already drooling
Awesome.
just a little. Now, you are a 2-time world champion.
Believe it or not, a guy from Canada can be a world barbecue champion. Imagine that.
And now that's a champion pitmaster?
Yeah, that's the idea.
And
It's
what
slow
is-
smoked, southern style barbecue. Pitmaster, that's a term that's thrown around from time to time.
Okay.
There's no hardcore definition, but basically somebody who can handle any barbecue situation.
Okay.
Wind, sun, rain, snow, whether they're cooking with gas or charcoal or wood pellet grills and so on. Any different kind of meat, somebody with a lot of experience can label themselves as a pitmaster.
For home barbecuers, biggest mistake they make?
Biggest mistake they make typically is they try to rush things too much. We as Canadians grew up with gas grills or maybe charcoal grills, but we're cooking very hot. So I encourage people to slow it down. Indirect heat can be your friend, even if it's something simple like chicken drumsticks. You know, there's no reason to cook them in 10 minutes.
Okay.
The same piece of meat cooked with indirect heat over the course of an hour can still come out really tender, really juicy, loaded with flavor.
Okay, and lastly, what's your favorite recipe or meat?
My favorite meat to cook and serve to people is beef brisket.
Okay.
Very tough cut of meat. It's not something most Canadians are familiar with. Being in beef country here, it's something where I get a lot of pleasure out of introducing it to people.
And I'm going to be trying that tonight, right?
Yeah.
Wow, Gus, this is a beautiful venue. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for Wendy, why don't we chat?
Okay. Yeah.
Why don't you tell me, how did this all begin? How did you end up in the event business and on an oasis right outside of Calgary?
Well, my parents moved out here in 1973, and they bought the ranch here, and they were raising cattle, and then they got into the Belgian horses, and and I met Wendy in 1991. So there's quite a lapse of time there, but Wendy and I met, and we married about 6 months after that. It was fairly quick. And
Whirlwind romance.
Whirlwind romance. Started in the horse business. We had trainers here, etc., and moved into doing hay rides, and then moved into corporations and stuff, wanted to do parties here. So this was a riding arena for breaking and training horses.
This was an arena?
It was.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
This beautiful room.
Yeah.
Wow.
The decor and stuff, everything on the place is true to its history. Everything that you see on the walls and whatnot happened here, was part of the ranch.
You know, it's utterly charming. Now, I've noticed these sleighs. You've got a red sleigh up there, and you've got that other sleigh down there. They look very old to me.
Well, the red sleigh over there is an 1868 Studebaker.
A Studebaker.
Yeah,
Wasn't that a car?
They were making those before they made cars. Yeah. So then they moved into the car business.
Oh, wow, that's a piece of history.
Yes, it is.
And the other sleigh?
The wagon down there, that's
a
the
wagon?
show wagon. Yeah, and that's what you would typically hook up the Belgian horses to, and all that show harness there would go on the horses. Now, the history, my mom and dad were the people that showed the horses and took them to the Calgary Stampede and right across Canada and the United States, and that's like, to put it in context for you, like, you know, the Budweiser has the big...
Yes.
Yeah, well, we were very similar to that.
Jameswood Homes will work with clients taking personal design ideas from paper into the real world. Jameswood Homes for new construction and renovations.
So, Wendy, that man of yours, where did he get to?
He's in the kitchen doing his job.
I guess
he's got to pull the meal together for tonight for dinner with the champ.
He's telling me about your whirlwind romance, or your whirlwind romance.
We met in a short amount of time, and it was a romance because I was older and he was older, and we knew at that time that was our star.
Wow.
For each of us. So
you met
we
the
proceeded,
one.
we proceeded and got married in a short amount of time. And
yeah, but look at this, all these years later.
yes, and this is what the Lynnwood Ranch has evolved from what happened that day as a marriage, because Gus Sr. and Lel provided us with the opportunity to develop a business, and that is how Lynnwood Ranch came about.
Wow.
And from there, went into family. We have 2 children, a daughter and a son.
Now, what was it like? So, I was just thinking, actually, if I paused, I was thinking, so this was all born of love, really?
Love and history. The history
Yeah.
of the entire ranch is based on Gus and Lil Leduc and their horses, and giving us that opportunity. And it all depicts what we've done over the years. And we always wanted to keep the ranch as a family place, as a place that you can have great food and open it to the public to share it.
So, Wendy, I understand that you and Gus actually still live here today after having raised your family here.
We do. We've lived on the ranch for 25 years, and we did raise our children here. It was a challenge in the early days when you're developing a business, and you know, you're trying to do startup costs and raise a young family and see that they are taken care of, and as well spend as much time with them as you can. And we did make choices. There were choices that we made that were family orientated. We could have been stronger in our early days with our, you know, with business, but we chose to balance ourselves. And that was because family was a priority. And again, that leads back to the ranch. It's all a priority here, the experience that you have. And we live in a park, so that makes it hard I laugh sometimes to come out of the canyon or the coulee here because we just get in our own little world here with what we're doing.
Well, how could you not? It's absolutely beautiful.
It's private, it's enjoyable, the river's there. We have many experiences here. The kids have had the luxury of, you know, growing up on the river with canoeing and swimming in the river, and we love our horses, we ride, we do things like that. And, you know, hot sunny day, you swim the horses in the river and cool off is a few fun things,
And
fun
do you
facts.
still do that?
I still ride. My daughter rides. Gus and Colton, they like their horsepower under the hood.
There you go. Serena Salon and Spa in Beddington Town Centre, specializing in both men's and women's hair and styling services. Serving Calgarians since 2002. Open 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Jade, Director of Humblebee Design and Marketing. Websites don't have to be painful. Our process is simple, sweet, and smooth, with a focus on long-lasting relationships. Check us out at humblebeedesign.com.
Gus and Wendy, I can't thank you enough for a marvelous evening. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yay! Gus and Wendy Leduc, Lynnwood Ranch, and Dinner with the Champ featuring Rob Reinhardt converted both the crew and myself to big fans of Southern barbecue. Finding this oasis in Aldersyde, Alberta was such a treasure, I can't imagine not coming back. It brought us all back to when times were more gentle, integrity was more important, and people took vast pride in their work and their family. I walked in among strangers, and I left saying goodbye to new friends. I couldn't be more proud to be Albertan.